I actually grew up in small town Saskatchewan. It's a small town. But I moved to Calgary almost 25 years ago, making my home here and growing my family. We actually grew over the pandemic as well. We have a son, a daughter, a cat, and now a dog. Never a dull moment in our house. What continues to inspire me to sit on the board of directors at Trellis is the organization itself. It's not here to support one group of people with one solution. We really are helping so many different people, however they need. So whoever comes through our door, our people are making personal connections and making a real difference in their lives.
I've been lucky enough to have lived in 3 different parts of Canada, east, west, and middle. What inspired me about Trellis and wanting to join the board is just thinking about my own kids. And we're fortunate enough to provide them with so many different opportunities. And I just wanted to be part of an organization like Trellis that helps kids and their families, and providing them the same opportunities that maybe they can't afford or aren't able to on their own.
My fun fact is I took up mountain biking last year. At the age of 41, I decided it was time to do something totally different. So I wanted to be a part of Trellis, given the commitment to the community. I'm inspired by the people at Trellis every day, what they do for the people of Calgary, what they do for our community, and how they help.
And a fun fact about me is that I have a pandemic puppy. What inspired me about Trellis is just the community-focused nature of the organization and being able to be aligned with an organization that cares as much about the community as I do.
A fun fact about me is that I love to run. It's my happy place. It's where I go to relieve stress, think about all the hard things, and listen to really great music. And thankfully, it's something I can do wherever I am. What really inspired me about Trellis and this board position was the work that Trellis does in community. I think community is so important, and the success of everybody in their ability to reach their potential is so supported by the community that's around them, and the programs that Trellis supports, the spaces they create, are really integral to that. And then being part of this board and being part of that process, I think, is something that really, really excites me about this opportunity.
Fun fact about me is we're going to expand my family soon. I'm going to have a new niece in October, and I've been knitting up a storm getting ready for her to come. Trellis is a very inspiring organization that makes a huge impact in the community. They touch people in real tangible ways. They measure their success, and they use that to continually improve. They're full of dedicated, professional, enthusiastic team members, and it's a great place to be.
Kind of a fun fact about me is that I am an identical twin brother. A couple of years ago, I challenged the company and how do we give out best back to the community, and where do we want to give back to the community? And we all decided as a company that we wanted to give back to the youth, and specifically around mental health in the youth, because we believe that's where you can make a real impact in a community. I wanted to join the board because I wanted to help lead Trellis in their new journey.
A fun fact about myself is that my husband and I own the Sylvan Lake Marina. Trellis has inspired me in a number of ways. Trellis supports and encourages the most vulnerable of our population and builds strong communities throughout Calgary and surrounding areas.
Fun, interesting fact about myself. In 2009, I sent a text that was voted the top 5 text of the year internationally by the BBC, but it was fairly interesting at the time to receive an award like that. Given that I've been, privileged in a lot of ways in my life, it's important for me to return that to those less advantaged in our communities, my own neighbors. Just the breadth of what Trellis does in our community is absolutely remarkable, and the people at Trellis that make those supports and those programs happen are absolutely salt of the earth, and I just feel very privileged every day to support an organization as broad and as deep and as impactful everyday impactful in our communities.
Back when I was young, free, and single, and in my 20s, I lived in London and was a bartender at a jazz club in Soho for many years. I'm a born and raised Calgarian. I am passionate about this city and really passionate about giving back to this community that's given me so much over the years. And also really passionate about kids and helping kids, and also helping those in our community that are more vulnerable and needed a hand up. And so Trellis just seemed like the perfect fit, given all the exciting and amazing things it does day in and day out, and all the growth it's going through. I just couldn't imagine a better organization to be a part of.
In 2007, I was employed as the first lawyer in Canada to work exclusively with people experiencing homelessness. I am extremely inspired by the work that Trellis does, and so I leapt at the opportunity to join the board, because in the 14 years that I've worked as a pro bono lawyer, I'm usually helping people in a legal crisis. And often I found myself thinking, you know, if this person had just received the kind of support that they needed and that they deserved when they were a youth, a child, a parent struggling with, say, financial, family, or housing security, then they might never have wound up in the legal system. And so that is exactly the kind of work that Trellis does, working abundantly and giving generously, because we have enough to ensure that people have what they need, not just to survive, but to really be able to thrive. I've long thought that a lot of the hardest working and compassionate people in the nonprofit sector in Calgary are right here at Trellis, and so I consider it a real honor to be able to serve on the board, to represent diverse Calgarians in the leadership, and to be able to support the work that the Trellis staff are doing to build up our community.
And a fun fact about me is I've been an appointed advisor for Mayor and Council on Indigenous issues for over a decade. What inspired me about Trellis and made me want to be a board member is their commitment to children and youth. I've been volunteering in the Indigenous space for a long time, but my passion is really helping out kids, so it'll be great to get involved.
I guess a fun fact about me is, maybe it's not fun, but it's interesting and somewhat new. My family has become almost totally vegan because I had really high cholesterol and I just turned 50, and so it's always been a conversation with my doctor, and 2 years ago I decided not to eat meat anymore, and my family has joined me on that journey. My cholesterol has come down, by the way, so it worked. About 2 years ago, I had the opportunity to attend an event, a Trellis event, and met Jeff and met some of the other team members, and got to actually take part in a workshop with some of the youth that Trellis was working with, and got to see hands-on and participate in what was happening, and was really inspired by the mission and what the organization is achieving and can achieve. So I was very excited to become part of it.
When I was at school, probably about the age of 14, I appeared on a BBC TV program called Why Don't You?, which was all about helping kids plan their summers, indoor and outdoor activity. So I was a child TV star. So Trellis to me is an incredible organization in terms of the breadth of people that it serves, the types of people that it serves, and what it serves them with. So everything about the Trellis organization and its objectives and how it's trying to help people, to me, is inspirational. It's a very easy board to be a part of because the inspiration comes from the team and actually all the other board members as well. I was part of the team that helped form the Trellis organization to actually serve and have a legacy to serve on the organization that you've helped form is really exciting for me. I'm going to be the chair of the Fund Development Committee, and actually, if we think about raising money for Trellis, number one, I think that's actually pretty easy to do because it's so inspirational. And secondly, I think as a team and within the board, actually doing that is really important to Trellis, but it's also really important to me.